Mike, I'm down here with Connor Hall, and he's strapping in right now, getting his belts all hooked up. And, buddy, we were talking earlier, car's been fast all season long. Once again, another top 5 qualifying session, ready to go to the front?
Oh, yeah, we're definitely ready to go to the front. We put a lot of work into this car in the 2 weeks we had off, and I believe it's going to pay off.
There we go. He's ready to rumble towards the front. And I tell you what, Brendan Queen, you are definitely rolling tonight. Another top 5 qualifying session for the 03 machine, man, and looking good.
Yeah, we've been trying to pick up our qualifying at Langley. We've got it down pat at Sobo, it seems like, but struggled here this year. And it's going to be a lot better to hopefully not have to pass as many cars and not let the leaders get away too early, so we can try to race with them for once. So just thank the man above for putting us in a great position.
All right, Butterbean Queen ready to go tonight, and this one tonight, buddy. But good that you said the car's back together and feeling good today.
Yes, sir. I tell you, we worked really hard these past 3 weeks to get this car back to where it needed to be, and we came out and we tested yesterday, and it just wasn't right. I'd like to give a shout out to the Causies for letting us use their shop last night and get this thing back, back to where it's at a competing level. And I tell you what, I couldn't be more proud of my whole crew. G2 Racing, this crew is just amazing to get this car back together the way it's been.
There you go. It's Tyler Hughes in the number 8 machine. And I tell you what, been a while, Mike, but we got all Edwards front row. How about Bubba up here? Danny Edwards Jr., man, good qualifying lap, bud.
Yeah, thank you. The team's been working really hard on this car. It's a new car, and we've had some unfortunate mishaps here in the first couple races, but we're starting to get it together here. This was definitely a step in the right direction, and hopefully we can see, get a good finish out of it and see what we really have.
There you go. Danny Edwards Jr., of course, he's talking about that brand new car. It's a brand new car out of the Creech Motorsports Fabrication Shop, 97.3, the Eagle machine.
Yeah, the car's been really good all day today again. We've been keeping up with it, and the changes we've made have pretty much gone the right way. I just got to thank these guys, man. We kind of got momentum on our side right now, and I hope we can keep it going. We got a good start to the season, and I'd love to end it up with another win.
There you go, both brothers on the front row, the Edwards brothers.
All right, let's go back down trackside and give those words, the most famous words in motorsports.
Drivers, start your engines!
Buck Bruce knows how to get them started. There you go. We got the backup 97.3 car at the rear of the field. That is going to be Thomas Marks, who will race that machine. The backup red 97 for Greg if anything happens to his primary ride. Now, one car that is missing is Nick Smith. His car got tore up in the Denny Hamlin charity race, and they haven't been able to get it fixed back to race ready yet. So Nick Smith not here today.
Yeah, Nick's not running for any points or anything. He's just out here running for wins, so there's no need for him to try to get out here. He'll get out here when it's ready.
There you go. Had a couple of races that got canceled down in Carolina, and I think the one in South Boston is still on for tonight. But I guess a lot of races got called because of the rain down in Carolina.
Well, yeah, they're getting beat up down in South Carolina real bad. So I kind of thought it would have been here, but they said it stalled yesterday all day and just stayed where it was at. So that's why we're racing today, really.
That's because God is a race fan, and so are you. Here we go. Langley Speedway, Saturday night action. Greg Edwards leads the field. Got us a clean start. And Greg Edwards, a car length and a half over his brother. Danny Edwards in the second spot. Butterbean on the back bumper. He better be careful. He got into Danny once this year. And Tyler down on the inside. Tyler Hughes bumping and banging off the side of that 26 a little bit. And also with the 03 of Butterbean. Connor Hall, he wants to get a little piece of the action here, and so does Mark Orts in the 55, and Casey Wyatt makes a move underneath Michael Harden in the 7. Good racing in the early stages there, Sammy.
Yeah, and you're going to see a lot of this tonight because all them cars right there behind them front two, they were all dead even in practice today. So they're really going to put on a show for these fans today.
Connor Hall, the Town Bank 77 to the inside of Butterbean, the Patriot Realty 03. And the Dunkin' Donuts 55 of Mark Works, then Casey Wyatt, 92.9 the Wave, and up front, 97.3 the Eagle, and Greg Edwards showing the way. At least 5 to 6, maybe 8 car lengths ahead of Danny now.
You got to watch that 8, though. He'll start reeling him in. After about 4 or 5 laps, his tires really started coming in at practice.
This is a 65-lap event celebrating 65 years of racing at Langley Speedway. The backup 97 machine, Thomas Marks, pulls it into the pits. He's also trying to get a feel for late models for his future. There goes Casey Wyatt making a move on Butterbean. Butterbean sliding back after a good qualifying effort today. Spotters telling these guys to settle down just a bit. We got 2 races to run, but time runs out quick when it's only a 65-lap race. And there's JT Jackson. He's going to pull it into the pits in the 67. We've got Lucky Bail Bonds as one of his sponsors. Terry Carroll tries to get underneath the 91 of Justin Carroll. That's his son. Move over. Daddy's coming through. Greg Edwards leads. Danny Edwards, Tyler Hughes, Connor Hall, and Mark Wirtz. The top 5. You got Brendan Queen, Casey White, Michael Harden, Terry Carroll, Justin Carroll in the top 10. Then Jeff Shiflett, Cameron Bowen, Macy Causey, 13th. And those drivers out, JT Jackson and Thomas Marks. Casey White, 92.9 The Wave, looking underneath the Patriot. 0-3 of Butterbean.
He made the pass. That car is good today in practice. Casey and them, they were working on that car real hard in practice today to try and get it right. And looks like they might hit on a little something.
Yeah, he was another driver that was a whole lot faster in practice than he was in qualifying today. Pass shaping up here with the 8 and the 77. Connor Hall looks hungry as he tries to get underneath. Tyler Hughes in the 8 at the exit of 2. And Tyler gets a good bite. Tyler Hughes is a guy that's come to Langley Speedway and really adapted to this track pretty good, although Connor was able to make the pass.
It looks like old Mark Wirtz's car might be coming to life a little bit too. He's starting to reel him in, and his car is really fast. His car is one of the 3 fastest in practice today.
And he's been running a few other tracks too, Sammy, and doing good in other places as well as Langley Speedway.
Yeah, the Cardinals got to be proud of that team. They put a lot of work in that team that showed this year. They made a lot of changes in the offseason and changed a few things around, and it showed. Whatever they did, it's made the car work.
He's got Dunkin' Donuts, Taylor Waste Services, also the Apprentice School, and 2.5 Men Movers and Bayport Credit Union. He's watching the action outside of his windshield, watching those two, the 77 and the 8, who slips a little bit that time and goes up high between 3 and 4.
He's got a flat tire. I think he's got a flat tire.
He spins out. Caution flag comes out.
No, his rear end broke.
Wow.
Look at the axle flopping in the rear end when he goes down.
So something wrong with the rear end on the 8, and he was having a great run, but got very high up on the racetrack. We thought at first it was a flat tire, but it looks like, Sammy, you're right, could be the rear end. First caution flag on lap 16. If you're new to Langley Speedway, anything under 100 laps, the caution flags do not count.
Yeah, it might be the track bar. So that rolls rear end square in the back of the car. There's something along those lines. I don't know exactly what it is, but that rear end was moving around.
Let's go to Buck.
Yeah, Sammy hit it on the nose right there. It's the rear track bar because the left rear is completely about 3 or 4 inches set out to the left, and you can see the bars just laying on the ground as I look up underneath the car. So the track bar definitely breaking loose on the left-hand side.
Putting the long run setups on them, yeah. Rear end, track bar, takes out Tyler Hughes, who was up there in 3rd spot before he had his misfortune over there between 3 and 4 and ended up spinning out in turn 4 after losing the track bar on the rear end of the 8.
The fortunate thing is they could probably get that fixed before the next race, so they probably can make the next race.
Well, that is good news. Tyler has had a little misfortune here. He was 15th coming into this one. Let's go to Buck again.
I was just going to give Tyler Hughes credit that most of those guys, just about anybody, if your track bar breaks right when you enter the corner, you most times back it in the fence. So he did a good job of keeping that thing out the wall. So all they have to do is fix the track bar.
Here we go, back to green flag action. It was a very quick caution flag. Greg Edwards and now Mark Wirtz on the outside as the cone rule, the Krispy Kreme cone, came out. The Dunkin' Donuts car took it and went to the outside. He's going to challenge Greg a little bit. You got to get it while you can, I guess, Sammy.
Yeah, and he had a car that was that good in practice today. His car is that good. He can lead this race.
And once again, if you're new to Langley, the cone rule is in effect, and that means that on the restarts, they put out the cone with 1 lap to go before the green. Anybody that chooses to take it can go to the outside.
And that 55 will take it every time. You can bet on it.
He's not letting Greg get away. Staying right with him, Sammy.
No, he's got a good car. Mark said that Dunkin' Donuts car is real good today.
Big action right behind him, too, as Danny Edwards is going to try and challenge Butterbean again. He goes to the inside. Then you got Connor Hall. Casey Wyatt looks hungry on the back end of Connor. Great racing here for the first 65-lapper. Danny Edwards to the inside of Butterbean. Then the 77, the Town Bank machine, the 92.9, the Wave machine. And up front, it's the Danny's Glass Eagle 97 ride of Greg Edwards.
Yeah, well, hope Mark don't overdrive this thing, man. You can run them tires off this race where you won't have nothing.
Oh, hard impact on the wall in between turns 1 and 2. The 19 and also Macy Causey involved in the US 1061 car as she backs it in the wall along with that 19. And we didn't get a name for the driver of the 19, but that is Cameron Bowen. Cameron and also Macy, they'll check on the condition of the drivers. Let's go to Buck real quick. Cameron Bowen with damage, also Macy Causey in 33. And Jeff Shiflett, Curvin Orthopedic 01, got a piece of that, and he comes back on the racetrack.
So he's going to need a whole bunch of stuff to fix that car, probably front and rear clip and probably all the bolt-ons. No, it don't look too bad over there right now. So he's still got all the wheels on and on the right front, so it might just be all sheet metal damage over there. And but he's definitely got some rear end damage on it, and I think he won't be back for the second one. Then you set it out, you string it, make sure everything's still square, put it on the scales, weigh it out, move your weight around to where you like it, and then come out here and race oil your rear end too, because you got ratchet springs in that rear end. If you keep fresh oil, and ratchet springs go bad relatively quick.
All right, let's go to Buck real quick, as Butterbean is one of those that's going to take the cone along with Danny Edwards in the 26. They got together earlier. Watch out for these fireworks. Also the 91 of Justin. And let's go to Buck.
Yeah, guys, I walked over and checked out Macy's, and it looked like it just the front looked like they might have been able to do something, but the back end's actually bent down close to about 3 or 4 inches towards the ground, and Donnie Teal went across his neck. She's done.
All right, we're about to get back to the action here. We've had 2 caution flags so far, as Greg Edwards will lead the field down in the 97.3, the Eagle machine. We're back underway. Green flag. Butterbean shoots to the outside. Mark Wirtz down to the inside. It's Danny Edwards on the outside, the top 4 drivers. Then Connor Hall, Casey Wyatt down on the inside. Stacking them up between 3 and 4 as they make their way around and complete lap 21. Well, Sammy, you called it. You said Mark Wirtz had a fast car, and he does. He's up there battling for the second spot.
Yeah, Mark's using a lot of tires. He was using a lot when he tried to keep up with Greg. Now he's using a lot being stuck on the bottom, you know. Sometimes you got to think about your tire management when you're racing like this, because you do have another race to go.
Casey Wyatt, he looks a little faster than the 77 of Connor Hall, the Town Bank ride. Butterbean slips a little bit. And the Dunkin' Donuts 55, Mark Wirtz of Virginia Beach takes over second. And look how close these cars are, nose to tail. Connor Hall gets into the 26 as Casey got into the 77. He had to back out of it, though, to avoid from wrecking Connor, and lost about 2 car lengths to him.
Yeah, Casey will catch him there. That car was good in practice, and really, he's got to get better on the second race. The
91 goes up high, keeps it off the wall. He and Jeff Shiflett got together. 0-1 in the 91. Sorry to cut you off there, Sammy. had a spin on the back straightaway at the exit of 2 by the 91 of Justin Carroll, our third caution flag. Let's go to Buck real quick.
Yeah, guys, that was that part of that accordion effect that y'all saw between Danny Edwards Jr., Connor Hall, and the Casey Wyatt machine.
The Krispy Kreme cone. Butterbean goes to the outside. Danny Edwards, the Danny's Class 26. Michael Harden in the 7. And no other takers. I don't think anybody else is eligible because Jeff Shiflett, he was also involved in that little skirmish. Well, I guess he didn't spin though, so he might be okay, but I think he's going to take it around to the rear of the field. 24 laps out of 65. It's been an exciting 24 laps so far, 3 caution flags. The most recent for that spin by the 91 of Justin Carroll. Green flag action again. Greg Edwards, Butterbean, Mark Wirtz, Danny Edwards, Connor Hall, Casey Wyatt, Terry Carroll, Michael Harden, Justin Carroll, Tyler Hughes back in it, and Jeff Shiflett in the 0-1. Mark Wirtz looking to make the move down on the inside of Butterbean. They make contact. Wirtz hangs on to it. Man, he was completely sideways. He repays the favor on the 0-3 of Butterbean. That allows Danny Edwards to make the pass. Now Connor Hall's going to get to the inside of Butterbean.
Yeah, unless he has a gap there, he's going to get freight trained because some other cars are all running tight. He's going to go about 4 cars back.
He's trying to hang with him, though, Sammy, out to the outside of the 77. Now, Connor Hall's got to be careful. If he makes contact with Butterbean like Mark Wirtz did, and he gets his car sideways, like he does right there at the exit of 4. Connor Hall doing all he can to pass Butterbean, the 92, watching this. Casey Wyatt. Been a lot of action in this short amount of laps. 28 laps up in lights as Greg Edwards continues to lead. Connor Hall still trying to make the pass for 4th. And Casey Wyatt wants a piece of the action too.
Yeah, Butterbean's found some grip up there. His car's doing real good up top. So evidently there's a lot of grip up there tonight.
I think Casey is faster than both the guys ahead of him.
Yeah, he'll get him. He just has to be patient. He'll get him. But like I was telling you earlier, the way Casey likes his cars, they're good. They're always good on long runs. So you can look for that car to be real good in the second race.
Connor Hall had Butterbean almost passed. And he's still got pressure by Casey, almost making it 3 wide. Casey gets into the 77 just a bit, and he does. Dive underneath on the bottom of turn 2. Casey Wyatt makes him 3 wide. It's what he's famous for. They call him 3 wide Wyatt. He made it work. He made it stick, Sammy.
Yeah, he did. He did a good job on that one. Now he's just going to get by Butterbean.
Connor Hall couldn't do it. Let's see if Casey can.
If Casey can get by him, get up in that groove, he can run down the 26.
Michael Harden to the inside of the 77 of Connor Hall. And Justin Carroll trying to come with him. Casey, the 92.9, the wave car, still trying to work to the inside of Butterbean. The Patriot Realty ride. He's got Atkins also. Terry Carroll watching this show out of his windshield. In the last 2 weeks, Sammy, we've had some incredible racing action here at Langley Speedway. Every single race.
Oh, yeah, they're all good out here. And really, those 2 drivers are giving each other a lot of room. I'm surprised. I figured they'd be bumping and banging off each other, but they're giving each other a lot of room.
They've raced side by side, lap after lap, plenty of times before, and they know they got another 65 lapper coming up tonight.
Yeah, and most of these guys only got 1 car here, so they don't want to tear up their primary car right now.
Greg Edwards with about a 10-car length advantage over Mark Wirtz back in second in the 55 Dunkin' Donuts machine. And then you got the Danny's Glass ride of Danny Edwards, 5-time Langley Speedway champion, 3rd spot. Butterbean and Casey fight it out for 4th. They're side by side. 1 lap, Casey will have it. The next one, Butterbean's got it. Casey needs a top 5 finish. You can get on the hood of that 92 if you'd like. $25. Talk to the drivers after the races, and they'll put you on the hood for $25.
Yeah, Butterbean hanging on that outside like that on Casey all these laps. He's using up a lot of tires, so it'll be interesting to see what he can do in the second race.
Right, if he's going to use them up this race, he won't have much for the second. 37 laps out of 65, Langley Speedway. Virginia Ship Repair night at the races. Butterbean hanging tough on the outside. Half a car length ahead of Casey this time around. These guys showing great sportsmanship, riding each other next to each other, side by side, lap after lap.
Butterbean's car is working so good up there on the top, I don't think he even wants to come back to the bottom.
I think you might be right. Casey's still working on him, though. Half a car length next to him. He's got the front end of his 92 up to the 0-3 on the side. Now right next to him in between turns 3 and 4. He does clear him a little bit. Half a car length for Casey. Put Casey in 4th.
Butterbean slipped a little bit up there in 3 and 4. I think his tires might be getting a little hot on him then.
Now, if you were Butterbean, wouldn't you let him go and get back in line and not lose as much ground to the leader?
That would be the smart thing to do, in my opinion, though. But they're both racers. They both want to be in front of each other.
Sure.
And that's what happens when we put that helmet on.
Yeah, right. Squeezes the brain just a little too tight, huh, Sam?
Yeah. Something happens when you put that helmet on.
That adrenaline has a lot to do with it, too.
Yeah, I think it does. But, sometimes you don't err on the smart side, and, that'll cost you later.
Fun to watch, though. 42 laps into it. Greg Edwards the leader, Mark Wirtz second, Danny Edwards third.
Where else can you side-by-side racing like this for 20 laps and no accident? I mean, these boys are doing their job.
Let's go to Buck.
Yeah, guys, I know we're having a blast watching Wyatt and Butterbean run side by side, but Mark Wirtz is starting to gain on the 97. So you might want to keep an eye on him.
Connor Hall also makes the pass on Michael Hart there, Buck, as he goes by the front straightaway. And Casey's still working on Butterbean, but you're right, it does look like Mark Wirtz is reeling in Greg. Now within 4.5 car lengths on Greg Edwards. Now is Greg trying not to use up his tires too much?
I would think so. I think, we'll see when Mark gets close to him. Mark get close to him. If he takes off, he's been sandbagging a little bit. But I don't know right now. Mark's car was so good in practice late.
Wow.
You just don't know how good it is.
He is closed up right to the back bumper on Greg Edwards. And the Casey Butterbean show is over for the moment. Now we'll look up front with the 55 of Mark Wirtz, the Dunkin' Donuts ride. Trying to lead his first lap of 2015, and he will do it. He'll pass Greg Edwards.
Well, the Colonel's proud right now. He's waited a long time to see that.
Buck.
Something sounds funny under the hood of the 97. It sounds like he might be having a motor issue. When he comes down the front stretch, it sounds like it's laying flat about the start-finish line.
Problems possibly with the motor on the 97 of Greg Edwards, as Mark Wirtz is out front looking for his first win in a long time in the late model stock car division. Now Danny Edwards looking to make the pass on Greg's machine. Danny, the Danny's Glass Chevrolet, will take over the second spot. Greg goes back to the third spot. Casey Wyatt was able to get by Butterbean while all this was going on. Casey Wyatt in 4th. Max Media teammates Greg Edwards and Casey Wyatt now 3rd and 4th. And Greg hoping that his engine hangs on for this final few laps as we have a backup car, that red 97, ready to go in case he needs it for that second race.
Yeah, Mark in that Dunkin' Donuts car, he put himself in a position to win, and that's what you have to do out here. You have to be in a position to win because things do like this happen to front runners. And when it does, if you're back there in a second, you're gonna sneak in and win. And that's what's happening for Mark today.
You're going to take advantage of it, and that is exactly what Mark Wirtz has done.
And he's worked hard on that car this last year, over the winter, to get it ready. And they put in a lot of work. They changed a lot of things, and all his hard work's paid off.
Dunkin' Donuts, Taylor Waste Services, Katz Bale Bonds, the Apprentice School, Bayport, and 2.5 Men Movers for the Chesapeake, Virginia driver Mark Wirtz, who used to be the Virginia Beach driver, but he's moved. He's got a bigger shop. Let's go to Buck.
Yeah, I walked down to the 97 team and asked him, hey, has he said anything? And he said he doesn't know what's going on, but the car just lost speed. And that's all he's got to say right now. I told them that what I hear at the start-finish line is the motor going flat, so they're going to have to check it out between the two races.
Well, Casey White, after he got past Butterbean, unable to pull away from him. Butterbean staying right with the 92. And now Connor Hall makes the move down on the inside as they go past the 90 of Terry Carroll, the Carroll's Automotive ride. Mark Wertz leads. Danny Edwards, Greg Edwards, Casey Wyatt, and Brendan Queen, the top 5.
The 8 car's down on the right front.
And the 8, Tyler Hughes, comes into the pits. Which one, Sammy?
I don't know if it would look like that right front tire might be down on the 8 car.
A little action over here as Greg Edwards slows up again. Casey Wyatt will make the pass to the outside of Greg, and so will Butterbean. Greg Edwards now goes back just outside the top 5, or back in 5th, I guess I should say. And Butterbean looks to get to the inside of Casey for that 3rd spot. So it's now Mark Wertz, Danny Edwards, and Casey Wyatt, top 3. The 92.9, the Wave car, being challenged again by Butterbean. A little bit further back, Greg continues to fall as Connor Hall gets by. Now Michael Harden in the 7 goes by on the outside. And the engine definitely sounds a little sour, Sammy.
Yeah, the motor's going away. You can see, I mean, he had a 10-car length lead on the field, and the field just caught up to him. So there was a reason for that, and now we know what it is. And he'll be in that red car next, I think, because they definitely got something going there. It's down a cylinder. You can hear it when it goes by. It's down a cylinder.
Butterbean trying to get past Casey for that 3rd spot. Racing hot and heavy over here between 3 and 4 for that 3rd position. They know they got another race to go, and we're 59 laps into this one. Who's it going to be for that 3rd spot? Is it going to be Casey or Butterbean with 5 laps to go this next time by? Mark Wertz looking for his first victory, like I said, in a very long time. Former Langley Speedway late model champion. And Butterbean and Casey leaning on each other between turns 1 and 2 for that 3rd spot. Drag racing down the back straightaway. Roughing each other up now, Sammy, as we get down to the final few laps.
Yeah, well, you got a different one on the outside, a different one on the inside right now. So it's, I guess the game's changed a little bit. But
Casey gets
he's gonna make the pass. Yeah, he's got a lot of drive off. Casey's got a bunch of drive off tonight. That's really what you need out here on this flat track. You need to get it off the corner more so than getting in.
What a fun show to watch between those two all race long. 63 laps about to be displayed as Mark Wertz, you know he's got to be smiling from ear to ear.
Oh, yeah, he's waited a long time for this, you know. It's been a long time for a win for Mark and the Colonel, and I'm glad to see him get one.
Casey Wyatt holding off the challenge of Butterbean for that 3rd position. And here goes Mark Wertz looking for one more lap until he sees the checkered flag. Mark Wertz, Danny Edwards, Casey Wyatt, top 3, Brendan Queen, and Connor Hall. And with Greg having a problem, this is definitely going to tighten up the points a little bit. Greg comes to almost a crawl on the back straightaway. Last lap of the race, checkered flag. Mark Wertz wins over Danny Edwards. Great run for Danny, too, in the Danny's Last Chevrolet. Casey Wyatt with a top 3 finish over Butterbean. And Connor Hall with a great run, too, in that 77. Butterbean and Casey go up there and give each other a thumbs up. Great racing between those two, and what a great race, Sammy.
Yeah, that was exciting. You know, those boys will be running again just like that next race. You know, they're gonna, they're all tight, they're close, and with the time off, it'll probably tighten these cars up a little bit more. So it'll be nice the next one.
There is Greg Edwards' machine, his team going to look at that, and they'll try and figure out and survey the damage on the engine for the 97 or whatever the problem is. And also, Greg will have to go to the backup in the red machine. We'll see how fast that car is. But the winner of the race, checkered flag for the Dunkin' Donuts 55 of Mark Wertz.
Yeah, if you look down there at the 97.3, the Eagle machine, right rear is completely flat on it right now, so it could be a combo because the engine did sound like it was going a little sour. Here at Langley Speedway, Mark Wertz gets it done serious style. He's been the only man that's put a little bit of a challenge on Greg all season long. Pop out the car right now. A very popular win for Mark Wertz. And on top of that, he's running the Ingersoll Rand logos on both sides of the car. And Chuck Hall has another present for you over there from Ingersoll Rand as well. But Mark's going to take a look. He's got a brand new cordless impact gun to add to his hard charger award that he already won. His $200 gift certificate from Wheel Chill. I mean, man, it just don't stop happening for you right now, brother.
Man, I'll tell you what, this is like a revival. That was the longest 20 laps I think I've run in the 28 years I've been racing. I was like, oh my God, we got the lead. Is this real? I mean, that restart, I don't know what got going. I got nailed pretty hard from behind, got into the 03. We were able to gather back up, and I think the 97 had an issue, but you know what? It's a 3-year drought. I'll take them any way I can get it.
There you go, Mark Wirtz. I tell you what, man, it has been a wild ride for you, as we've talked about. But, man, this year you came here. You've been running runner-ups, third spot every race you're here, except for the one where they had all the oil up in 3 and 4 that one time. And then you go down to South Boston, you run top 5. Then you go to the Denny Hamlin Short Track Showdown, you run top 3. And then you come back home and you win first time out the box and back.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was the day went fairly well. We were second fastest, third practice and practice all day. And then I laid an egg in qualifying, and me and my team, I got down on myself pretty hard, but they never got down on me. And I just told them I'll do the best I can, and we'll try to use this first race for notes. But look, if it weren't for Cass Bail Bond, Dunkin' Donuts, Taylor Waste, old school video games and more, 2.5 men moving to storage, Duragloss, just everybody. Mac McKee, God bless him, he's in the hospital fighting a bad infection. But I don't know what the Colonel, the man up there on the hill, 80 years old, still kicking, keeps me in a race car. I don't know why he does it, but I love him for it.
Well, because you're in victory lane, buddy. And I got Bill Crow over here from Virginia Ship Repair Association, and he's got the hardware for you, my friend.
They have my hands full. Congratulations, sir. And thank you all very much. This is our association's night, and we are very, very proud to be here because you all are great Americans and you do great things, and you just did one great thing tonight. So I congratulate you. I think I'm supposed to present him with the checkered flag and also a trophy.
Well, I tell you, coming from one shipbuilder to another, I thank you.
Hey, thanks a lot. Thanks for what you do, buddy. Appreciate it. Okay, there you go.
Here's what they said. They finally found a pinhole about the size of the head of like the backside of a pin, a click pin. When you click down on it, the part you click down on, so about maybe 1/8 of an inch, but it was dead center on the tire. So it slowly was just leaking out lap after lap after lap, and literally on the white flag lap, it finally let all the air out and dropped onto the rim.
And she's got her car out there. JT Jackson in the 67-14, Thomas Marks in the 97A.
You're going to have some interest to see that 97 car coming to the front. That 97 car will be coming to the front fast.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch this one. I don't know if it can get any better than the first one we had, but I'm sure they're going to try. And, of course, they will not be taken as much as easy as they were on the first race, I guess.
Oh, no, they'll be wide open for this one. There's nothing to save now. You've got to get up on the wheel, and let's get to the front as fast as we can.
And you got some hungry guys up there near the front. Danny Edwards, Casey Wyatt, Butterbean, Connor Hall wants to win in the 77. Michael Harden's got a fast ride. So let's see what happens. And, of course, Greg will be going through the field. Virginia Ship Repair, the races. Lindsay waving that green flag. We're underway. Mark Wirtz leads the field after winning the first Twin 65. Danny Edwards takes a look to the outside on Wirtz. Casey Wyatt to his inside as they battle for the second position. Casey Wyatt, Danny Edwards for second. Third spot, Brendan Queen in the 0-3. Then Connor Hall down on the inside of Michael Hardens, number 7. And you know Mark Wirtz knows that 97 is going to be working it through the field. He's going to try and get out as fast as he can in the lead. And he's got about a 2-car length advantage over Casey, who's got the second spot. Casey Wyatt, the 92.9 The Wave Machine, the Danny's Class 26, third spot. Greg not able to make a move yet. He's tiptoeing to the outside of the 0-1 of Jeff Shiflett. Let's go to Buck.
That last time off of 4, big contact between Butterbean and the 77. You see the right front nose piece and fender up in the air on Connor Hall's machine. Big contact. Going to see if the 77 is able to continue on, or if that thing might be coming loose.
So the 77, Connor Hall and Butterbean making contact, tearing up the right front on Connor Hall's number 77 Town Bank ride, as Macy Causey will inch her way back into the pits after the damage she sustained on the first Twin 65. Casey Wyatt trying to hold off the charge of Danny Edwards for the second spot. Casey in second. It is Mark Wirtz, Casey Wyatt, Danny Edwards, Brendan Queen, and Connor Hall top 5. Michael Harden, Terry Carroll, Tyler Hughes, Justin Carroll, and Greg Edwards in 10th. Following Greg, Jeff Shiflett. Here goes Greg on the inside of Justin Carroll. Well, some different faces up front, Sammy.
Oh yeah, it's exciting racing too. All these guys, it looks like they've all hit on a little something tonight, and they're there's a lot of guys that are back and forth. The fifth are up front today.
It's good to see.
Yeah, it is, and I think you'll see more of it, man, as these guys get their cars better and better as the year goes on.
Tyler Hughes making a move. He goes to the inside of Michael Harden, takes up the 6th position. And Danny Edwards, the Danny's Glass 26, applying pressure to Casey's 92.9 The Wave machine. That is for the 2nd spot. Mark Wirtz gets by the 67 of JT Jackson. Macy Causey very slow on the racetrack once again. And here goes Danny Edwards taking a peek on the inside rear quarter panel on Casey. Couldn't quite make it happen at the exit of 2. All over the back bumper between 3 and 4 that time for that 2nd spot.
Yeah, Danny's a lot better on entry through the center and the corner than Casey is. And Casey's got a little bit better drive off. But we'll see how it does on the outside. Casey had a car handling good on the outside last race.
Danny Edwards working on the inside now for Casey Wyatt for that 2nd spot. They both have fast race cars finishing up there in the top 3. And now who's it going to be for that 2nd position? As these two continue to race side by side, Wirtz pulls away a little bit in the Dunkin' Donuts 55. How many times have we seen Casey Wyatt race side by side with drivers? Not only tonight, but all season last year. And here we go again.
Yeah, he likes that outside groove, and that car is working. It's fast on the outside.
Let's go to Buck.
Yeah, Tyler Hughes has been dicing through the pack pretty good with that 8 machine. Those two battling have allowed the 03, the 77, and the 8 to sort of catch up to those 2 machines of Danny Edwards Jr. and Casey Wyatt. But Tyler now catching the front half of the field, so it's going to be a little bit tougher passing these top 5 machines.
Danny Edwards, his car pinched down a little bit as Casey Wyatt maintains that 2nd spot, but not by much. It is by about a half a car length now between 3 and 4. Great sportsmanship being shown between these two, giving each other plenty of room. Butterbean watching this out of his windshield. And that 8 machine comes back to life. Like Buck said, Tyler Hughes working on Connor Hall. Now Connor Hall is going to try the crossover move, but it doesn't work.
And Greg's coming too. Greg's going to work his way right to the front.
Greg Edwards now in the back end of the 77 of Connor Hall. And he's now in 7th position. They're duking it out again up front between the 92 and the 26. Casey and Danny. And Mark Wirtz continues to show the way out front. Mark Wirtz of Chesapeake, Dunkin' Donuts, Taylor Waste Services, Katz Bail Bonds, Apprentice School, Bayport Credit Union, and 2.5 Men Movers on the lead car. 2nd spot, Casey Wyatt, continuing to battle with Danny Edwards. Casey with 92.9 The Wave, Shaw's TV and Appliance, WhileYou'reOut.com, and of course, While You're Out Cleaning, Forever Green Lawn Care, Aaron Goodman Photography, Frontline Vex, and get on the hood for $25 on that number 92. The 26, Danny's Glass, Smith Marine Electronics, Schaefer Oil Company, Fair Distributing, Bojangles of Smithfield, Tamco Paint, RaceWrap.com, Browers Mechanical, Keen's Racing Engines, and Creech Motorsports, the sponsors of the top 3 cars at Langley Speedway. It looks just like the last lap every time you look at these two, side by side.
Yeah, they're running like that. It's really let Mark get away. Mark's a happy man right now because he's out for a Sunday drive.
And Greg Edwards trying to get on the inside of Brendan Queen in the 03. He'll be up there racing 3 wide with these guys if they're not careful. And Tyler Hughes closing in as well on both Danny and Casey.
Yeah, Connor was bad fast in practice today. It's a shame he had that problem on the last race.
It is about a full straightaway for the lead advantage for Mark Wirtz in the Dunkin' Donuts 55. Looking for his 2nd win of 2015. I think Danny was the smart one there, got out of the gas a little bit to let Casey go so they can get single file and gain some speed on Mark. Neither one wanted to give up, and you can't blame them. Casey in 2nd, Danny in 3rd, Tyler Hughes 4th, and Greg Edwards has fought his way back up on the lights in 5th.
Yeah, Greg's been using the flat of that racetrack too. He's getting down. He's getting way down on the bottom using the flat, and he's been making it work. He's been passing cars down there.
Mark Wirtz, he's getting the word from his spotter. He knows that 97 is coming. Meanwhile, Danny gets to the inside of Casey, got him loose between turns 1 and 2. This allows Tyler Hughes to close up to the back bumper on Casey and Greg to close up to the back bumper on Danny. And Casey gets spun by the number 8. He's got a little bit of damage on the rear end.
He should be good.
Tyler Hughes spins out the 92 in between 3 and 4. Casey's going to be fired up about that.
Yeah, he's going to go back after him. He's keeping level head on the shoulders right now.
Casey's going to go up and have a few words with him. Well, the 8, the G2 machine.
Rear air out of the machine, so it'll have to make the right front be a little bit more pumped up, so when you're driving in the corner it'll let it push a little bit more, tighten the car up. So just a quick right rear air pressure adjustment and we're getting ready to go racing. We have some cone takers up front.
Yeah, we did. Danny Edwards on the outside along with Butterbean, and the 7 of Michael Harden. Also the 91 of Justin Carroll all chose to take the Krispy Kreme cone. And yeah, like you said, they were all jumbled up, and that was probably what got this thing started between the 8 and the 92. Casey will have to work his way back up through the traffic. Doesn't look like he's got too much damage. And the most damage looks like is on the 77 of Connor Hall.
Yeah, and Greg put a cut move on him right there, man, to get out of the way of Casey. He put a good move on him to dodge him. And look where he's at. He's in 3rd. He's coming.
Mark Wirtz gets a good start. Looking for his 2nd win of 2015 and of the night. Greg Edwards, who's won 3 races, right there in 2nd as he battles with his brother Danny for the 2nd spot. Then it's side by side between Tyler Hughes and Butterbean in the 03. These boys are racing.
Yeah, both of them guys are using the bottom of the racetrack. They're down below that yellow line, and I think Greg's got a little better car.
Greg Edwards closes up to the inside on the 55 of Mark Wirtz. Mark gives him room on the bottom of the racetrack. Casey Wyatt trying to work his way through the traffic a little bit further back after that spin. And here goes Greg for the lead in the 97.3, the Eagle machine. He's got it over the 55 of Mark Wirtz. And here comes Danny's 26, Danny's Glass Ride. His Chevrolet back to 3rd spot, but looking for 2nd on Mark Wirtz. 77 Connor Hall to the inside of Michael Harden. He's going to bring Casey with him in the 92. Tyler Hughes now working on Danny Edwards for that 3rd spot. Tyler's got a fast car this 2nd race. Side by side between the 2 drivers, the 26 and the 8. And he pushes Danny high in between turns 1 and 2. I thought he was going to send Danny in the wall over there. Tyler Hughes up to 3rd spot. Danny's coming back on him, though. I don't think he appreciated that. 32 laps out of 65. But Tyler Hughes definitely a threat here at Langley Speedway.
Yeah, he's getting better and better out here every week. You know, they've been working on that car a lot. They've been coming out here and practicing a lot, and they've really been working on it. They've had their own private days here. They've done a lot of work to get that car as good as it is.
Greg Edwards showing the way, about 5 car lengths ahead of the 55 of Mark Wirtz. Next in line is Tyler Hughes, then Danny Edwards, and Brendan Queen. Connor Hall looking on the inside of that 91 of Justin Carroll, then Casey Wyatt, Michael Harden, then Jeff Shiflett to the inside as he battles with the 90 of Terry Carroll. Danny staying right with Tyler, though, for that third spot. Closes right in on his back bumper between turns 3 and 4. I don't think he's going to be afraid to get him loose with that front bumper after what Tyler did to him over there in turn 1. And he's right there with him at the exit of 2. Danny looking for that third spot on Tyler Hughes, the black number 8. Casey Wyatt dives on the bottom of the 77, makes the pass on Connor Hall. Casey Wyatt now up to 7th. Justin in the 91, Casey the 92, Justin Carroll. Connor Hall watching these guys. Connor all over the back end of the 92 of Casey Wyatt. It's Greg Edwards out front, at least I'd say by 15 to 20 car lengths now. Back to the 55 of Wirtz, then Hughes in the 8, and Danny Edwards in 4th in the 26. Butterbean in the 03, and Casey Wyatt making a move now as he goes to the inside of Justin Carroll's 91. The 92 slides by. Connor Hall right behind the back bumper of Casey Wyatt as they make their way down the back straightaway. Meanwhile, back up front, a challenge for the second spot. Mark Wirtz is going to lose it to the 8 of Tyler Hughes. Caution flag and a spin by the 91. Didn't see what happened there, you guys.
I didn't see what happened there, but the 91 went around.
He keeps it off the wall. Justin Carroll, caution flag on lap 42. After his car broke loose coming out of turn 4, and he spun around but kept it off the wall. Did a great job of driving. Cone rule is in effect, and let's see here who we got taking it. Let's go to Buck real quick.
Yeah, Terry Carroll coming down pit road one more time. This time taking out the rear spring, taking out a spring rubber, putting it back in, adjusting the right side air pressures and sending him back out. So that car's still leaking loose on him, obviously, and trying to tighten it up.
A couple of takers for the Krispy Kreme cone. We got the 8 of Tyler Hughes. He'll be to the outside of Greg. We'll see what he has for Greg. 26, Danny Edwards to the outside of the 55 of Mark Wirtz. And the 7 will be to the outside of Butterbean's 03, to the outside of Casey, the 01, Jeff Shiflett. Back to the green. Tyler Hughes goes up a little high that time between 1 and 2, but he's going to fight him on the outside. Well, Sammy, he might be able to hang with him.
Yeah, Tyler was good in practice today. Him and Greg were the class of the field in practice today.
He's giving Greg plenty of room on the bottom. Greg giving him plenty of room on the high side. Side-by-side battle right behind these guys with the 26 and 55. That's for the third spot. Danny Edwards on the outside of Mark Wirtz in the 55, and he will take the third spot away. But who's it going to be for the lead and the win? 44 laps out of 65 completed. Tyler Hughes, Greg Edwards, Danny Edwards, Mark Wirtz, Brendan Queen, Casey Wyatt all battling it out. And then right behind them, it's the 77 Connor Hall, the 7 of Michael Harden, and the 01 Jeff Shiflett. And a new leader, the 8 Tyler Hughes out front.
Yeah, he did it hard way too. He went around the outside. He put a power move on Greg, and I don't know if Greg's going to have enough for him. We'll have to see what Tyler's got left. He does have a few less laps on his tires, so he's on a better set of tires. So we'll see how it works out for him.
Great racing here at Langley Speedway. Tyler Hughes of Maryland comes down to Langley Speedway, 18 years old, working on the veteran, a 4-time Langley Speedway champion, Greg Edwards, the G2 racing machine out front, Tyler Hughes. Casey Wyatt again battles side by side with Butterbean once again. This is a fight for the top 5 as the 92.9 The Wave Machine comes back to life after he got spun. Greg Edwards staying right with Tyler Hughes for the lead. Biggest race right now is between Casey and Butterbean, and also Jeff Shiflett in the 7 of Michael Harden. Greg Edwards trying to fight back and take that lead away from Tyler Hughes, and the win too. 16 laps to go.
Yeah, you can see Greg got him a little bit through the center of the corner, entry of the corner, but Tyler's got good drive off. He's getting away from Greg coming off the corner.
Casey Wyatt dives underneath Butterbean once again as they continue to battle it out in the 77. Connor Hall catching up to the back bumper on Casey and Butterbean. Greg Edwards staying right with Tyler Hughes for the lead. Greg looks on the inside at the exit of 2. Now gets back in line. Man, you don't know where to look, Sammy.
No, there's a lot of racing going on out here. It's an exciting night.
Greg Edwards still trying to work on the inside of Tyler Hughes. Tyler trying to protect that position, cuts Greg down on the bottom of the racetrack. And again, trying to protect the bottom of the racetrack, he slips up a little bit high in between 3 and 4, allowing Greg to get the nose back underneath him. What a race. Oh, he gets him loose at the exit of 2. Greg Edwards working on the inside of Tyler Hughes. What a race, fans. Virginia Ship Repair Association, you got your money's worth tonight. What a race for the lead. Another race back here between the 92 and 77, Casey Wyatt and Connor Hall. They're behind Butterbean. 10 laps to go. Who's it going to be, Tyler Hughes or Greg Edwards? The 97.3, the Eagle logo down on the bottom, and Tyler Hughes on the outside.
Yeah, Tyler's just got so much drive off. He pulls Greg a half a car down the straightaway with the drive off he's got. And Greg's just got him on entry and through the middle of the corner, but Tyler's got that tremendous drive off.
They're even on speed, dead even on speed here at Langley Speedway on lap number 50. What is it? 56. Thank you. Tyler Hughes looking for his first win at Langley Speedway in a late model stock car, but he's got one of the veterans out here hounding him down, trying to take it away and get his 4th win of 2015. Greg Edwards again tries him. 7 laps to go. Tyler Hughes, Greg Edwards, Danny Edwards, Mark Wirtz, and Brendan Queen, the top 5. And Casey Wyatt, Connor Hall, Jeff Shiflett, Terry Carroll, Michael Harden. They're the top 10. Justin Carroll, Macy Causey, JT Jackson, and Thomas Marks round out the field. Those last few cars out of the race, Macy Causey, JT Jackson, and Thomas Marks. Whew, what a race. What do you think, Sammy?
I think Tyler's going to win it. I mean, he's got a tremendous drive off. Greg can use the flat of the racetrack, but he just ain't got enough to get by him. And with that drive off, that's hard to beat on these flat tracks.
He gets right up next to him when he dives into the turn. But like you said, the drive off with Tyler, and every time he does, he pulls away about maybe a 1/4 to a half a car length away from Greg.
That's what you want out here. You know, a lot of people don't. The more drive off you can get out here, the faster you'll be. And you know, you can get through, you can give it up on entry and through the middle of the corner as long as you can get that good drive off. And that's what it looks like Tyler's at.
Casey Wyatt inches up to the back bumper on Butterbean for that top 5 finish. He's already got a top 3 finish tonight. He'd like to make it a top 5. That always looks better than finishing 6th. And Casey working on Butterbean again. 2 laps to go. Greg Edwards with a final chance to make the move on Tyler Hughes.
Yeah, you'd have to use a bumper to get by him now, and Greg's not going to do that. And it's good to see 2 different winners out here tonight.
Here we go. Tyler Hughes, half a lap to go. Meanwhile, Casey Wyatt still trying to get that top 5. But the checkered flag comes out. First win at Langley Speedway, Tyler Hughes. He wins over Greg Edwards, Danny Edwards, Mark Wirtz. And who's it going to be for 5th? Butterbean over Casey Wyatt. Then Connor Hall, Jeff Shiflett, Terry Carroll, Michael Harden, Justin Carroll. What a race, fans. 65 laps are done. A new winner at Langley Speedway, Tyler Hughes, holds off a veteran, Greg Edwards, to win at Langley Speedway 2015 with another new winner. Mark Wirtz, a new winner tonight, along with Tyler Hughes. The G2, number 8, will take it to the Dale Lemons victory lane. What do you think, Sammy?
I think that was an exciting race, and really, that spin cost case. I don't know. I mean, when you spin like that, these front ends are so, but the components are so light. Could have knocked the toe out a little bit, something like that, and his car wasn't just as good as it was to start off the race. But that spin really cost Casey.
Incredible race in action tonight here at Langley Speedway. We want to thank you, race fans, for coming out. We still have another race to go. One more race to go tonight.
He's going to swing it around. Watch out, guys. Tyler Hughes in the number 8 machine. And in Dale Lemons victory lane he comes. Reverend Potter with the ice cool Aquafina spring water down here waiting on him. G2 incorporated aboard the number 8. His race team, they've worked their hearts out. This car head on into the fence the last race night that we had the late models here in the first race, able to get in a separate car and being able to make up points. But now tonight ends up breaking a track bar in race 1. Gets the car back together. His team doing a great job. Makes sure the car feels good. Runs just enough laps to not wear the tires out. Comes from the back of the pack. Passes Greg Edwards on the outside here at Langley Speedway. One of the hardest passes to do. And this young man's getting ready to climb out as a new feature winner, Tyler Hughes! That's a pumped young man right there, folks. Had to wheel it up on the outside, up on the cushion. Tyler, man, we talked about it in between the races. Your team was working on the car, and you said you loved your team for making sure everything was right for you, man, and they definitely did it for this.
Man, I cannot thank this team enough. They put so much effort into this car past 3 weeks when we got wrecked. Man, it's just an unbelievable comeback. I cannot thank Paul Green for letting me drive his car and put me in this ride this year, because we would have never done it without him. My dad is one of the most hardest working men I know. We spent hours, 1 a.m. nights on this car getting it back together. And this is unbelievable. To hold Greg Edwards off on the top side like we did to take the victory, that's just an unbelievable feeling, especially from the position I was in 2 years ago. I can't thank everyone enough who helps me out. And happy Mother's Day to my mom. This is a big Mother's Day gift for her.
All right, we have Richard Dupuis here from UHP Project, and he's here with the trophy for you, buddy.
I want to thank you. That was a great race. Congratulations. I like to see the enthusiasm. I want to appreciate everybody coming out and support the ship repair industry. It's a great industry.
There goes ship repair night here at Langley Speedway, and a first-time winner, brand new late model stock car to the front. They rebuilt it over the last couple of weeks. Comes back, a little bit of issues in the first race, but victory lane in number 2. Dale Lemons victory lane for Tyler Hughes.